Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. In the last episode, we got to start questioning an old familiar face. Dahlia Hawthorne. Although right now she's calling herself Melissa Foster? Is this really the same woman? I don't know. She looks pretty much the same. She acts the same. I don't know, guys. But anyway, so she was apparently the witness of what happened, and we found a lot of little contradictions here and there. But because of her personality, the judge is like, "Ew, don't you dare bother her. Don't make her cry." Blah blah blah. But anyway, we're still gonna get this witch. Whoop that trick. Yeah, we're gonna get her. All right, let's continue on. We know she's lying. Come on now. Okay, and then Edgeworth is being his usual douchey self, at least the younger version of him. That's ridiculous! You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence.
Ah, that guy is good.
Huh? What do you mean?
He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, all right. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy.
What? That coward!
Well, Miss Fay, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation.
Ugh. I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself.
No, it wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony?
But it's so hard to go on. And yet she's smiling. Really? Really?
We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir. Okay. Running from the crime.
After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. I'm not supposed to lie like the stupid little witch that I am.
I can't stand you. I can't stand you, girl.
Witnessing such violence must have been difficult.
Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up.
If he accepts this testimony as it is, we're finished.
Don't say that.
Oh well, maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great mocha latte.
Mocha. This trial isn't over yet.
Ah, that's what I like to hear. All right, Miss Fay, your cross-examination, if you please.
The contradiction is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack.
Get her! Get her!
Seriously, go attack her. Just jump over your stand and then go and punch her. Yeah. Get her. Use your heels. Kick her in the face. Alright. Quickly picked her up. Carried her over to the car. That was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. What? Excuse me. You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself?
Yes.
Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would be difficult.
Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. Is it even possible for him to have carried a dead body on a bridge like that?
Well, the fact of the matter is that he did. That kind of talk is just silly.
Wow. Why did he get so emotional all of a sudden?
Miss Faye, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us.
Alright, that was an interesting reaction. You couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge hidden away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it?
Yes, but that mountain is famous among hikers. A surprising number of people go up there.
But it's February, right? And it was raining that day, correct?
There is also a small temple and a channeling dojo there. You know those monks. They just love cold, isolated places.
I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse could have been found at any time. Besides, the witness is merely reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes.
Yeah. Let's see. Couldn't just leave the body. I don't know which one. That was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. But, I think we can just do this here. Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure which one. A killer not wanting his victim to be found. I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, what is it?
Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
Ugh!
In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at that same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water.
Order, order, order! I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye. We don't want to encourage other people to go up there and kill people.
Well, that might just happen after today, who knows?
But I must admit, it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river.
Oh!
Well, Mr. Edgeworth.
How sad. Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw.
Quite true. Miss Faye, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all.
Come on now. But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous. Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car.
That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us.
Please, witness, go on with your testimony.
I'll try.
All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. What the frick? I feel like it's almost like he's talking down to her like she's a little kid. But with the way she's acting, I guess he kind of has to. Who is he talking about? Girl? He is a... Just ignore him, girl.
All right, I'll do my best.
Dang it, how many revisions to this same testimony? Okay, he quickly picked her up in his arms and carried her over to the car.
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there.
Can just leave the body on top of the bridge. Wait. He broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. But, wait, do I have... Where? Victim's note? No. These are pictures. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to... Let's press. What did the man do then?
Well, naturally, he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I came to my senses. I said to myself, you have to call the police.
And so that's when you called the police.
You're sure that you saw all that with your own eyes?
Yes, I'm 100% certain.
Okay, I think I know what I gotta do now. Hold on. So this is all her eyewitness testimony, however... Wait, this is crime photo. I have to present the same freaking thing again. Yep. Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time.
Huh? Done what?
Made a crucial mistake.
A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye?
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes?
Yes. And?
It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you try to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way.
Ah!
That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car.
Ah!
I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car.
That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine.
Girl. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash.
Huh?
I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. Look at that. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff.
Ugh!
Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff. But still, you claim to have been able to see the killer's car.
No!
Order! Order in the court! What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo?
Okay, my voice got weird for a second there. Sorry.
Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it.
Oh, come on. But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes.
Oh.
Mr. Judge,
What is it?
I think I must have remembered things wrong.
Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that. Dang nabbit.
Miss Faye, No one on the face of the planet is perfect.
Yes indeed. Quite true. You know what they say. To err is human, to forgive divine.
This is freaking ridiculous, but what are you gonna do?
I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here.
What? That's not fair.
Ah, save the tears for later, kitten.
Mr. Armando.
Don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward.
But that wasn't fair.
Okay, kitten. You need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony.
Broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there.
So tell us, how did you know that? How did you know that he broke into the trunk?
Aha! Yes. Thank you, Mr. Armando. Ooh, thank you, sir. Ooh, don't get worked up again, Minx. Sorry. I'm trying to control myself, but ooh, he's so smoking hot when he's helping me out like that. Yes.
Until you can explain how you knew that. You're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom.
Just two, but that's fine.
Well, witness.
Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain they were scratch marks from when he broke into it.
What? Let me see that photo. It's true. They certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole.
Why are you saying that in all caps, dude? Seriously.
It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Faye, are you satisfied?
The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. What she just said, is there contradiction in there somewhere?
I'll buy it or it doesn't work. I don't want to buy it. It's too expensive and it's not worth the investment.
Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself.
What?
You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers. But even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally. I finally got her.
I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here.
Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Faye explained herself.
Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was, I would say she put the corpse in herself. She's not the owner of the car. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches.
Yes, what was it?
Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself.
Sorry, I don't know why I almost did an accent for her right there.
The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it?
That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that...
I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open.
But he stole the car.
He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would have still been in the ignition.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth.
It couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk.
No!
Preposterous! To even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that at the time, she was taking photographs.
How quickly you forget, Edgeworth.
Now is your chance, Mia. Finish this thing.
Finish him!
Or her. I mean, you could finish Dahlia instead. Or, I mean, Melissa. But yeah, we could just do an uppercut. That's my favorite move in Mortal Kombat.
On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There is no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself.
It says it here. Has a timer.
I don't think you can make a mistake about it. Take a look at her camera. It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Almost as if the camera was brought just to take this picture. What are you trying to say then, Miss Fay? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed?
Wow, you really are a genius, Edgeworth.
Sorry. I'm totally imagining a certain character when I clap my hands like that.
Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly. She was not in the field.
Would the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, will also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred?
This is pretty interesting, guys. You have to really think about this. I feel like it's kind of tricky, honestly. If you're not really thinking, then you're not gonna get it. You're gonna be like, well, clearly she's not here. She can't be on the other side. And they said that she herself put the body in the trunk. So if the body is in the trunk, then, we know for sure he was standing here, since he is the killer, supposedly. But, if somebody was in the trunk, then who is this?
Naturally, the witness was right here.
But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing.
I feel like that was such a tricky thing, too. It's like you have to really use logic.
Order! Miss Fay, what on earth?
Your Honor, if I may, prepare to be mind blown. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim. How asinine! Of course Mr. Falls met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead.
Omae wa mo shinderu.
Sorry. That meme will just never go away, will it?
The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Well, yeah, at this point, yeah. But let's just say when you have to go up against a certain man named Phoenix Wright, you will hear many more ridiculous things, and they will all be true. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. What? It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster.
Me?
Yes, you. Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. I know where you're going next. But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped him get convicted. But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You are just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like, according to the note. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely, this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. He's like, shoot, I can't object. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? What does she have to say to that? We will find out in the next episode. It's getting good, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. And until next time, have a nice day. Bye!